Good day and welcome to another episode of Jay Helps the VA. In today's episode, we're going to talk about Mission Act Part 3. So, Mission Act is so comprehensive, it takes several episodes for us to unpack everything and, make it digestible for a veteran that perhaps has never used it or is familiar with using what was called Veterans Choice, and now it's called the Mission Act. So, today, for example, we're going to just break down some more of the pieces. In episode 1, we talked about the 4 requirements for getting into the Mission Act or using the Mission Act. Then in episode 2 of the Mission Act, we explained the 6 criteria of using the Mission Act, or basically what qualifies the veteran to be able to use that function of the Veterans Affairs. And in today's episode, we're going to talk about scheduling appointments, also finding community providers and adding community providers. Okay, so when a veteran can't be seen at a VA medical center because it's too far, or it's they don't have the skilled care, or they don't meet some sort of quality standard rubric. There's a number of different things. If you look at the previous episode, I lay out some of that criteria for using the Mission Act and how it applies to each type of veteran, whether they have a disability or if they're a regular, reserve, retired, active duty, whatever the case may be. So for today's episode, we're going to be talking about first, we'll talk about finding a community provider. Then we'll talk about adding a community provider. Then we'll talk about scheduling appointments. Now I'm going to try to keep this brief because it's a lot to always understand, and if I get too wordy with it, then you good folks are going to kind of lose track of what I'm trying to explain. So we'll just try to keep it brief, and that's why I broke it into the sum of our pieces. So next week will probably be the conclusion of the Mission Act, where we're going to talk about claims and billing. So that'll be like part 4. So this is part 3. So the first part, finding a community provider. The very first way that a veteran can find a community provider is using the VA facility locator. So there's an internet tool that they can use if they go to the Department of Veterans website or in their e-benefits health website that every veteran has access to. There's a VA facility locator. For those veterans that are not that technologically inclined and like the old-fashioned way, they can opt into reaching out to a VA medical center to get this community care ball rolling. So if they can't use a facility locator, what do? A veteran can choose to use preferred community providers, and a VA staff member can help a veteran select one. So they would have to go to a VA medical center, or otherwise, how are they going to get the guidance? So essentially, that's the story there. And then we have, if the selected community provider, they must be still a part of the VA network. So when we talk about the VA network, it doesn't mean they're working for the VA or they're a part of the VA. It means they're a network provider. It means they're able to bill the VA for these Mission Act claims, these claims in the community. So that's what that means. Now, let's just say there's a VA or there's a provider that you want to use, and you want to use that provider versus what the VA has to offer. So it can't be done in the VMAC. They've got somebody that they can throw out there for you to be seen, but you would like to go see Dr. Smith because you've known him for years. He's a family friend. Well, so we want to add Dr. Smith. If there's a specific community provider a veteran would like to see that's not in the VA's network, then the VA may be able to add them to the network. So it's a keyword is may, so they might be able to. Now, in some cases, a VA staff member will work with the vet to find other options when a community provider cannot be found to meet the veteran's healthcare needs. B, a community provider was in that network but is no longer in the network, so was and now is not. And then the third is an existing community provider is no longer available. Maybe they retired, maybe they changed venue, they went to another city, so then that community provider is not available. So once you've kind of established whether you're using that VA network provider or we're using somebody else and they got added to the network, once that community provider has been selected, an appointment can be selected based on the veteran's preferences and the community provider's availability. So that is pretty much finding a community provider. If you can use the internet, there's the VA facility locator. If not, then you can use that local VA medical center. You get a veteran services officer, veteran outreach officer, whoever is able to facilitate, and then they can help with you to find a selected VA community provider that's in network that can facilitate the appointment and get the appointment rolling. Now, speaking of appointments, so that's where we segue into the second part of our little episode here. So, scheduling appointments. Before scheduling an appointment is important for the veteran's preferences and the community provider's availabilities both be established. Can they be seen by this veteran? What's the availability? Is it within everybody's best interest? The staff's interest for them to use the community provider, the veteran because they need the care, and C, the provider is able to facilitate said services needing to be rendered. So those are kind of the three that they're looking at. So after that, once authorized, so once a provider has been authorized and to receive, or the veteran, as it were, has been authorized to use that community care provider, they have several options for scheduling the appointment with the community provider, depending on the type of care they need. Okay, so a veteran may be able to directly schedule an appointment and inform the VA staff member about the appointment. Now, mind you, that's if they've already been determined as an authorized provider in network. So that would be the direct schedule method. There's another method, it's called use the VA online scheduling to request an appointment for certain types of routine services. Keywords online. So once again, we're defaulting back to the internet versus using doing the snail mail or doing it at some kiosk somewhere. So basically, if you can't use the VA online scheduling, then you're not technologically endowed, as it were. So then that option wouldn't be there. You would have to use that VA community. So it's going to be based on technology, ladies and gentlemen. So we are in the age of technology. So those that are constrained or they're in a service area that does not have internet, so they can't. Well, why have a computer or have a smartphone or any of this other stuff if they can't get internet? So, but there's always another option. So that means sometimes you have to drive to the VMAC to get this information about this community provider. So that's why I put it out there so you understand. Third way, have a VA staff member schedule the appointment. So perhaps somebody at that VMAC, you already got the thing going, and you're just getting a new appointment. So maybe you already had one appointment, you're getting a follow-up appointment. So then you maybe just reach out to that local VMAC, talk to that contact point, and get a scheduled appointment since you can't do it on the internet through the e-benefits website or through the VA online scheduling options. The fourth way is have VA's third-party administrator schedule an appointment. So there is a TPA or third-party administrator. They're able to facilitate these appointments. Again, I don't actually have a contact point for these TPAs. I don't know if they're necessarily embedded in the VA medical centers, but they're like a fourth dimension. So these third-party administrators can sometimes help facilitate or get some grease and make the wheels stop squeaking. So that's it in a nutshell. We're going to try to keep it brief here for the J Helps the VA. I always like to make a quick disclaimer at the end of these episodes. My mandate or mission is to help veterans and help connect the dots, provide information they can use in real time so that they themselves or their wives or their children or their caregivers are able to get some of the pieces together to help the veteran or that person receiving a Chapter 35 benefit. More episodes will follow. I'm not a veteran. I work for the Veterans Administration. I checked with my leadership before I actually started constructing these episodes, so I didn't tarnish the VA's reputation or impact somebody's lives unnecessarily. So everything I'm presenting here in these the episodes are concerned with public information, but a lot of it is all over the place. It's not there readily available. Even if it's readily available, veterans and their wives and their kids and caregivers don't know how to facilitate finding it, and they're told the wrong information. So that's what I'm here to do. If you see behind me, you see a couple little stickers, blue one behind me and this TRR. That's a 501c corporation called the Team River Runners. Now that's helping veterans get into water sports, helping heal through water sports at no cost to the veteran. So every episode, I'm trying to boost that organization, get visibility to the organization as well as to veterans to see that something is out there that can help them and it's no cost to them. So keeping it short, keeping it sweet. We've got Mission Act Part 4 coming out next week. We're going to talk about claims and billing. And so we're going to unpack some of that so it's digestible. We've got other subjects on the horizon. How vets get prescriptions, how to add dependents, how to get school certs for kids. There's going to be a lot of topics, a lot of stuff. Every day is another thing. So keep in mind, I'm a one-man army here. I'm doing it all myself. I was Army brat here, so I'm trying to serve my family, serve my fellow compatriots here. Their wives, their kids, their caregivers, and the veterans themselves. So, Mission Act Part 4 next week. Claims and billing. TRR, the Team River Runners. They can always they're always looking for more vets that they can help. With healing. So check it out. There'll be their link down below, as well as the Champ VA, the J Helps the VA email. So if you'd like to leave any questions that I can possibly look into and answer in real time on these episodes, solve problems, just leave me correspondence and I'll reach back to you in like kind. So have a blessed day. God bless America. Thanks for those veterans and their service. J Helps the VA, serving those who served, their families, their children, their wives, their caregivers. Stay tuned next week, new episode. Have a great day. Bye.